Look at the spines on that tail.
See you later.
Well done, yeah, thanks for your patience.
No worries.
Well done, mate, good luck.
Cheers. That's bait sorted. Alright, let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. Well, welcome to another lovely day off Selsey. Absolutely beautiful today. It's a bit windy. It's not that choppy out there, but you can see the wind's coming off the land. So the further out I go, the harder it's going to be paddle back, and obviously the choppier it's going to get. But at the moment, it looks like an absolutely amazing day. See what we can get. Well then, should we talk about the baits I've got today? So I just bought a box of calamari, some nice squid, and then I got a pack of mackerel, and they're probably my two favourite ray baits. You can go smaller, so I know a lot of guys will cut a fillet of mackerel and they'll just stick that on the hook. Other guys use cocktails, so they'll do a mixture of calamari and mackerel together, and they'll elasticate it together and then form sort of like a cocktail, throw that out. My favourite way of catching rays is literally a whole mackerel. So these are small joey mackerel. And I find, I mean, you can flapper them, so you can cut the tail off, you can cut it directly down the back, and then it forms like a flapper. But for me, the most success I've had, and some of the biggest rays I've had, is literally a whole mackerel. So I've literally hooked it through the head, through the body, hooked sort of midway at the back, sticking out, which I'll show you in a minute. And that is literally how I bait up. Live mackerel's the best. I haven't seen any about. I don't have a fish finder at the moment, so I can't really see on the sonar, you know, if there's shoals swimming past. But live mackerel or fresh mackerel is definitely one of the best baits when I'm ray hunting. I find if I have bait that's been in the freezer for a while or frozen, any mackerel that's frozen, to be honest, it's sort of hit and miss. But when I catch a live mackerel and I fillet it and throw it out, you know, like anything, it's fresh. It's you know, it's what they're eating. So. Yeah, live's always best. But yeah, these are the baits I got today. Some joey mackerel, and then I got some calamari. I'm going to chuck one of each on, one on each rod, because you never know what they're after. I mean, I've also had quite a lot of rays off squid, so you never know. Plus, as you've seen in the last 2 episodes, there's been shitloads of hounds out here. It's literally just been non-stop action. And I didn't bring any crabs today on purpose because I solely wanted to focus on trying to catch a ray. So I'm using, obviously, the fish baits and the squid baits. But I've got loads of smooth hound on squid before, so if they are about, I probably will end up catching one. Right, so like I mentioned, I use whole joey mackerel as bait. I'll show you now. It's really simple. I go out of the way. Then you take the hook. I go through the bottom of the lip, out through the nose, like so. I then pull it all the way through. I then put the hook in just behind the head, along the spine, out again, pull it through again. And then I go back in the same hole where the line came out. Do another one. Pull the hook through, push it under. And that is literally how I bait up for rays. Just like that. This has worked for me in the past. Lovely ray bait. The alternative you could have another hook on the line. You could pull the hook all the way through, have one hook at this end and one hook at that end, and then you got more chances of catching, I guess. I just find sometimes when you have 2 hooks in the line, I've had issues where I've lost fish from it. I don't know why, because I've hooked on this one and managed to turn the hook around the line and spit it out. So I like to go for one hook. I don't know what it is. I've just got this thing. One hook seems to be a lot better, and I get better catch rates on it. Yeah, that's my ray bait. Let's get it out there. Hopefully there's some undulate rays out here today. A tope would be nice. I don't really have a strong leader on, so I'd have to sort of a lip hook a tope if there is any about. So let's get this out there. So like I mentioned before, the second one I'm going to put squid on, because they also feed on squid. So do hounds. Seem to be having a lot of luck lately on hounds. Yeah, still got a bit of crab left on the hook. Alright, let's get squid out. With squid, I literally just go in through the top, out, back in again, out, and I do one more towards the end, feed it through, and then the hook sort of comes out where the head is. Just like so. That's how I bait up my squid. Cool, let's get this bad boy out as well. Just need a lead on. Well, I've had my first big take, and it feels heavy. So I'm hoping it's a ray. Hoping it's a ray. I mean, that's a pretty decent bend, that. So whatever it is, it's got some size to it.
doesn't feel like a hound, because a hound would have been running. This feels heavy. I reckon this is a ray. Yeah, this is definitely a ray. What's it gonna be?
And the tide's literally just started rushing, so the tide's starting to move a lot more. My boat's sort of swinging around, and tend to find you get a lot more takes when the tide starts running. I've literally been plagued by dogfish all morning, so it's nice to finally catch something decent. Yeah, we have a ray. What rays are gonna be? Hopefully it stays on. Hopefully it stays on. Ooh, thornback, I think. Nice thornback. Some nasty thorns on this. Hey, thornback ray. That is target species for the day. He's got some nasty spikes, I'll show you in a minute. Look at his mouth. He uses those plates there to crush up things like crabs and shellfish and things like that, but yeah. That's how they feed. A big strong plate mouth, and they can sort of project it out. And if you look underneath the belly here, you can see they've even got thorns underneath themselves. They've got these thorns all the way along their bellies. It's a decent ray, that. There you have it, thornback ray. Look at that.
Look at the spines on that tail.
Mean bugger, this. You wouldn't want to be whipped by that, would you? Looks like something out of like the prehistoric age, dinosaurs and that.
That's one mean tail.
Yeah, target species, I'm a happy boy. Hey! Lovely ray. So I caught him on squid and just put a whole squid on. But look at the spikes on that, like hypodermic needles. Crazy. Woo! Look at these spikes, man. Look at them. That's some pointy ass spikes, that. So you can see where they get their name from. Thornback ray. Literally covered in thorns. Right, it's getting back in the water, and hopefully there's plenty more out there. I had him on squid, like I said. Mackerel or squid normally works best. And I'm in a lot deeper water, so, and the tide's starting to move now, so hopefully there's more about. It'd be nice if we could catch a trio. I always say, like, when I go ray hunting, it'd be nice to catch like 3 different types, so whether it be like thornback, undulate, spotted, small-eyed, because I've had pretty much all 4 of those species out here, so yeah, let's see if we can try and get a trio. But in the meantime, let's put this guy back. Gave a good fight, and he's really is a specimen. I mean, there's some nasty thorns on there, man. Proper specimen of a ray, that. Let's put him back in. Thornback ray. Look at that. Look at them spines. Some nasty spines on there. Target species! Ticking the box. Right, let's get him back in the water. The dogfish are smashing my squid, so I'm resorted to using a bit of bait elastic to try and keep it firm, in the hope that it sort of stays together, because they keep smashing and taking little chunks, and then it's all coming back as just a clump. So a little bit of bait elastic, just make it into sort of a tube. It's all about testing and adjusting. Here we have my little squid bait. Alright, let's get it out. Look at this. Look at the size of that! That is the biggest spider crab I have ever pulled up. I might have to take him home and cook him, you know. That is mental. Look at the claws on him. Bet there's some meat in them. The tide's starting to come in now, which is a good thing. Hopefully the fish start following in. I've had a good day so far. I've had target species from the first fish I had. I had a nice thornback ray, and then I've pretty much been plagued by dogfish since then. Just literally been dogfish after dogfish, and yeah. And then I just pulled up that massive spider crab. So that was interesting. I mean, I pulled up a few spider crabs before on the kayak, but that one is special. That's probably the biggest one I've ever pulled up. Massive. So yeah, definitely going to cook that tonight. Have some crab sandwiches. Looking forward to that. I've just had a lovely take on one of my rods. It's bent right over. Whatever it is, it feels rather heavy. I reckon it's a ray. Yeah, it feels like I'm lifting a dustbin lid. It's good old bend on the rod. Another thornback. Woohoo! We've got a male this time. I always find the males fight a lot harder than the females. These little weird feet. It's almost like little feet. Check it out. Ray number 2. So look at their mouths, look what they can do. Reach quite far out, and they've got like loads of little, you can almost see little backward spines on their plates.
That's what they use to crush.
Another nice thorny. I'm gonna call it a day there. I've had a decent day. I've had 2 thornbacks, loads of doggies, and I had that mahoosive spider crab. So let's go home and cook some crab. Looking forward to a crab sandwich. Should be good. Some nice crab, bit of mayo. Bloody hell, mate. Paddling against the wind here. Flying a hooling gale, isn't it?